Man renovating his kitchen finds an item behind wall that changes his life forever.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Bobby Capsides didn't know what to expect when he started to renovate his mother's home. The house had been in his family for years, and there was no telling what was hidden behind the dated wood paneling. The possibilities were endless. Termites could be scuttling inside the walls, the carpet could be covering beautiful hardwood floors, or maybe, as Bobby discovered for himself, actual treasures from a time gone by could be nestled in the ceiling. It's Reno time. Bobby and his wife Megan had traveled from their home in Sierra Vista, Arizona, all the way to balmy Holiday, Florida. And while the couple had purchased the old home in 2009, they didn't start on any updates until the summer of 2017. Yep, the house spent 8 long years gathering cobwebs, and who knows what else in its walls. But Megan was excited for the work she and Bobby had ahead of them. "Finally in Florida and working on our house," she wrote on Facebook. Though they'd been married for a while, this was the first big project the two were embarking on together as a couple. Megan probably couldn't wait to make new memories in the home. Along with giving the entire house a fresh coat of paint, Bobby and Megan also wanted to remove an unsightly soffit in the kitchen. This feature sometimes covers up ductwork or is added as an aesthetic detail to spice up a space, but Bobby and Megan were eager to see their soffit go. Luckily for the couple, the soffit wasn't holding anything super important. Using an electric saw, Bobby cut into the ugly board, then hacked away at it with a crowbar. And a lot of dust and debris may have fallen around him as he worked, perhaps enough for him not to feel the cold air. But the more Bobby hacked away, the more was revealed. And when he cleared away the dust, he may have been shocked by what he saw. An opening. Above him was a dark space, barely big enough for him to push his head through. Bobby had accidentally hacked into the home's hidden attic space. He bravely peered into the black opening and was able to make out a few lumpy shapes in the dark. Before he could figure out what they were, however, one of them plopped right out from the attic to the ground below. "It hit him right in the face," Megan told Today in 2017. Fortunately for Bobby, it wasn't a long-forgotten weight set that fell on him. It was lightweight, medium-sized, covered in dust and bright purple. Bobby really wanted to tear down the soffit and take it down, but I couldn't stop him, Megan told her Facebook. It's a good thing she didn't, or there's a chance he never would have been smacked in the face by a vintage alligator purse. The bag was an antique, but not an elegant one. Instead of just using the skin to make a traditional purse, the designer had added a stuffed baby alligator on the front. It was a wacky item for sure, and Bobby and Megan couldn't help but open it up. After examining the purse, the couple discovered that it actually hailed from Cuba. And while the bag itself was empty, their curiosity was piqued. There had to be more items hidden in the small attic room, and Bobby was determined to find them. "Stuff just keeps falling from our ceiling," Megan wrote on Facebook. Then she revealed the biggest find of the night. Now it's someone's wedding album. That's right. A previous tenant had decided to store their wedding album in the attic and had seemingly forgotten about it. "I reached in the insulation and I pulled out this wedding book," Bobby said to ABC News in 2017. "It's old and kind of dusty, and I said, this is pretty incredible, just seeing something nostalgic like that. I have no idea why they'd keep it up in the attic." The young married couple flipped through the album. The wedding appeared to have taken place in the 60s and had been very traditionally romantic. "My first reaction was, wow, what a beautiful wedding," Megan added to ABC News. "I sat looking through the album and thought, we need to find these people. I would love to return it to the family. I'd like to sit down and give them back their memories. We got married 5 years ago, and all our photos are digital," Megan added. In 1963, they didn't have digital photos. "This book is all they had, and I want to get it back to them for that reason." Bobby and Megan searched the home for clues about one of the previous owners, but they came up empty. The only information about the married couple came from one of their old wedding invitations. At least that meant Meghan and Bobby knew their names. The pair in question were Marguerite and Joseph Gargiulo, and they had married on September 14, 1963, at the St. Thomas the Apostle Roman Catholic Church in Queens. According to the invitation, their reception had been at the Senior Petty Officers' Mess at Brooklyn's New York Naval Shipyard. With this info in tow, Meghan started her search. Meghan also shared her amazing find on Facebook, hoping to connect with the original couple. Then news outlets picked up on the story, spreading it across the United States. After so much exposure, Meghan and Bobby may have been optimistic about locating Marguerite and Joseph. Thankfully, that summer, Meghan connected with Marguerite. She returned the woman's beautiful wedding album and the alligator handbag too. But best of all, Meghan got to hear more details about her wedding day, things she never could have learned from a photo album. As it turned out, Joseph had passed away 9 years after the wedding. And while Marguerite ultimately married again, she had never known what to do with that first album. She is the sweetest lady, and both of us were very emotional, reminiscing about her wedding day, Meghan wrote. It was a bittersweet moment, and Marguerite had a bigger impact on Meghan than she knew. This has been a very humbling experience for both Bobby and me, and we will never forget it. Thank you, Marguerite, for sharing your memories with us, and we look forward to future visits with you, Meghan wrote on her Facebook profile. Yep, Bobby accidentally cutting into the attic had ended up changing their lives forever. With the items returned, Bobby and Meghan continued on with the renovation, hopefully leaving behind a token of their own for a future generation to find. And another family also found a thrilling prize in their attic left behind by a late relative. But rather than crack into the floorboards as Bobby had done the soffit, they called in an expert, treasure hunter Keith Wills.